I used to do a lot of dumb things as a teenager, as teenagers are wont to do. So when I was about 15, 16, in that range, the stupid juvenile teenage years, I used to spend a lot of time with my two best friends, Eric and Andrew, who I've known for most of my life, still to this day. Yeah, like we almost burned down a forest. We used to vandalize a little bit. But probably the biggest aspect of our criminal teenage career is thieving. But the first time I stole, Eric and Andrew and I were all together. We were at the mall, and we went to FYE, which, if you don't know, is a CD, DVD game store with like outrageously overpriced products. If you go to Best Buy, you would see a CD for $12 or $13. At FYE, it would be $22 to $25. I remember going in there the first time to steal, with the intention of stealing, and we go in there and we all kind of split up and go do our own thing. I went by a bin of used games, like PlayStation 2, Xbox games, near the front of the store, and I was just looking in there, trying to look very casual and non-criminal like for a while I was digging through this pile of games looking for what I was going to take. And I decided on a copy of Resident Evil Outbreak for the PlayStation 2 was what I wanted. But I was standing at this bin for probably 20 or 30 minutes, pretending I was looking really in depth at all these games. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one, yeah. And just kind of looking up at the store clerk, making sure he wasn't eyeballing me. For some reason, he wasn't. So eventually, I'm looking at these games at one hand, while my other hand is slowly trying to peel away the used game wrap that they had around these things. And eventually, after a while, I got it, took the disc out, slipped it into my pocket. Eric and Andrew and I gathered at the front of the store, and we left. And we just briskly walked out of there feeling very successful because we all got something that we wanted that day, and it felt amazing. I went home, obviously hiding this thing from my parents because I knew I don't have that kind of money to spend on games at that time. But it felt pretty awesome that I just got this thing that I wanted that didn't belong to me. And I knew that I wanted more. And I know both Eric and Andrew wanted more as well. So we kind of became a regular thing. We would go to the mall, we would go to stores, and we would shoplift. Andrew and I would go into the local Target quite often. We would enter the store, we would make our way back to the electronics department, find a CD find one we liked, grab it, pocket it, head up to the front by the restrooms, go into the restrooms, go into the stall, unwrap the CD, take the booklet and the disc out, and pocket those, and then just leave all the debris behind the toilet for someone to find later. And we got away with that probably 4 or 5 times in a row. We did our usual routine. We went to the back, got our CDs, and as we were walking up to the bathroom, one of the employees stopped us and said, "Hey, you guys can't go in there right now. There's flooding and the bathroom's closed." And we thought that was kind of suspicious because there was no sign in front of the bathroom. Pretty sure other people were going in there. And Andrew and I looked at each other and I'm like, they know. They know. They're giving us a chance to get away, and we're taking that chance. We're getting the hell out of here right now. So I was shaking. I was freaking out, and we went back and put our almost stolen goods back on the shelf. I don't even know if we put them back where they belong. We just got out of there. And we booked it out of that store, and we're like, we can't go back there. We're blacklisted. They have us on camera. They know that store's off limits for a while. I feel slightly bad about it, that I didn't pay for them because I still like paying for my own music. But, it is what it is. They're part of my collection. I'm still proud of them.